Be cropping video or no?
Yeah, but if it's funny, we might just leave it, dude.
Oh yeah.
We like it raw. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Raw style. Like we want to leave it exactly how it is.
No, see.
But sometimes, yeah, you do gotta edit some shit out.
Yeah.
But episode
Number 32, man.
number 32, we're right here, kicking it with my boy Jesus from Midwest.
Yes, sir.
Welcome, man.
What alias do you go by on your Instagram?
Instagram, I go off by Zuse. ZUSEINKS.
ZUSEINKS. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is my tattoo artist.
Awesome. So what
he's
work has he
badass.
done on you?
He did
As
this
of late?
one.
Oh, yeah,
Let
that
me,
was the
I'm going to
first
pull
one.
up on the camera. Got this chado right here, boy. Sheesh. With payaso and the wifey right there, huh? Yeah, and more to come. He's done my brother's.
Yeah.
Dude, my brother's done like 4 or 5 pieces with Jesus already.
Oh, shit.
They all came out pretty clean. Actually, I think I tagged you on a post. I tagged him on a post.
Uh-huh.
You did a portrait of a dog.
Oh, yeah.
Bro,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was super clean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to get a portrait.
Yeah.
Yeah,
my dog,
dude,
yeah.
would you get one of Toro or no?
Not of Toro, but like my current dogs.
Dude, they look the same.
For real?
They're the same kind of dog.
Yeah. No, and it's crazy because I just had that, the same person that I did it on, it was a kid too. He came in yesterday to the shop and I'm like, oh, how did the tattoo heal? It looks fresh. Yeah.
But you said a kid, not like
Well, I
Pete
mean,
Davidson's movie, right? Like
no,
a
yeah.
10-year-old.
No. Well, he's 18, 19, but
Oh shit.
But yeah, it came out really nice. It healed really good too.
Was that his first tat or something, or?
No, I think that was like the second, third tattoo I did on him.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah, because the first time he came in, he got fucking like two parallel lines, like 2 straight lines coming down.
Really?
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah, I think he got 2 on the inner bicep, and then 2 on each side.
So what did he say that means, or like? Cause I'm honestly like
I don't
pretty
know. No say.
2 parallel lines.
Well, parallel lines, it's like saying like just 2 bars, like 2 strips.
Yeah. That's all he got on his first tattoo.
What the hell? What do you think that would mean?
He probably just likes how it looks.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, fuck it, shit.
Like some people do
Go
like
with
the where it's like part of their arm, right? Where it's just like
Yeah, the
black.
band.
Yeah.
Really? Well, I seen like the tattoos were like, let's say like they do like a strip around the arm or something.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool, like the rings and
Yeah.
shit. But yeah, I don't know what I don't know if that's like a Native American.
I mean, honestly, I didn't think it really had a meaning. I think he was just trying to like have a feel for like how a tattoo felt,
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
But then I was telling my coworkers, I'm like, but yeah.
We're off to a good start, dude.
No, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that's the hardest thing, especially for every beginner artist, trying to have solid lines, doing like circles and shit, I feel like not a lot of people could do a nice solid circle, especially on skin, because it's not a flat surface and stuff like that.
And what's crazy to me, because I only have one tattoo and it's a shitty tattoo.
What is that, a bear?
It's just a bone,
Oh, I thought
and
it
it has
was a
my.
See,
that's how bad it is, dude.
Yeah,
But
cocaine bear, dude.
It was when my dog had passed away back in 2019, and I'm like, if I'm gonna get a tattoo, it's gotta mean something, and I really love my dog, so I got this tattoo with his name. But I'm like, after the fact, I'm like, like it still means something to me, but it's not a good tattoo.
But I mean, the good thing about that is not like it's like in an awkward placement. Like most people would go ahead and get it like right in the middle of their forearm or stuff like that.
You can't cover that up like that, right?
No, well, I mean, since this is small and it's nothing crazy, I mean, it's easy to cover up. But I know some people want to keep certain stuff, and it just gets a little tricky to work around it. But I mean, regardless, we could make it happen no matter what,
And in terms of skin, so like, is there obviously everybody's skin is different. Like, do you run into like issues or like really difficult like jobs that you have to do where it's like, fuck, like this person's skin is not like working?
No, yeah. There's some people I've noticed too, like with older people, their skin it's not that bad. I know it's like all wrinkly and it like kind of feels like dry and shit, but it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I know you notice a difference too with people that smoke a lot and then like they don't really take care of themselves. The skin gets a little bit rougher.
Oh, wait, so
You know?
smokers have like a different texture of skin?
Yeah, bro.
Wow.
And
Even in their body parts?
Yeah, and then
Wow.
the only time I know somebody has good skin is because the moment I do that one solid line, it just goes in like butter. Like when you cut it with a knife and stuff like that, it just goes straight. It goes straight in, nice and soft to it. You know.
So when you're putting in that ink, you see like how would you know if it's penetrating enough or not? Like how would you even know that? Or if you're pressing hard on it enough? Like do you just have a constant way of doing it?
Yeah. What I mean, I think when I started tattooing, the hardest thing was getting like solid lines and getting the ink, to go into the skin. But then I got into a habit of trying to stick my needle out a little bit more and then just kind of having the voltage run, because that's basically what's pushing the needle out. So that would help me just kind of glide the needle and then just put a little bit of pressure.
Oh shit.
And then even now to this day, I feel like I'm still learning a lot of stuff. But I saw from this one artist that you got to get into that second layer of the skin, and sometimes one area would be softer and it will go straight through. But then once you start reaching other areas, then you kind of have to press a little bit more. It's just kind of like a roller coaster. You kind of go up and down with the
But
skin
you
sometimes.
feel it right away or no?
Mhm. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, you
shit.
kind of feel it. Yeah, yeah.
When you
Damn.
first started tattooing, did you ever have like clients, like your first couple clients where you tattooed them and you thought you penetrated enough and it turns out that, your lines were a little light, or from
Yeah.
the get-go were you...
Yeah, I mean, there's been times where I've tattooed people and I thought like maybe doing it lighter would be better, and then when it heals, it just kind of looks really, really faded. And I think for the most part, to have a nice saturated tattoo would be to kind of like mess around with the tones, because obviously it's different too. Everybody's skin color is a little bit different. The technique that I would do it on somebody who's a little bit lighter compared to somebody who's a little bit darker, it would be too different,
Oh,
tones.
shit.
So that's a different thing too. And that's why I always say people that have like lighter skin, tattoos tend to look nicer because you could go a little bit light, with the shading, and it'll still heal nice,
Yeah.
You'll see that nice blend compared to somebody's that is a little bit darker. You have to kind of like have more contrast, and then just kind of like you can't go too light because then it'll fade away. So you kind of have to use the tone of their skin to kind of make it light, if it makes sense.
Yeah, you have to use their, they have their own
Yeah.
skin color, and you gotta make it work however you can.
And do you have
That seems complicated.
do you have
man.
hairy motherfuckers like me?
Oh, yeah,
that
man,
go in-
Yeah, but you gotta
Yeah.
shave them anyway.
Yeah, we still gotta shave them. Yeah.
Oh, you should probably get it waxed, dude.
Dude, that's why I'm like, I'm really hesitant to even get another tattoo because of the fact that I have a lot of hair on my body. So I'm like,
You
fuck.
don't even
Like,
see it, huh?
yeah, I'm like, the most I'm gonna do is maybe like a portrait of my dogs.
Yeah.
And that's it. When it comes to tattoos.
You wouldn't get more tattoos? You wouldn't get like, you don't see yourself getting like full sleeves and stuff like that?
Maybe, but nah, I don't think so.
No?
No. This won't hurt enough, man.
Yeah, dude.
But see, that's the thing too.
Yeah.
Like everybody has a crazy experience with like certain artists because some people have just a heavy hand, and that's what kind of traumatized people to not want to get another tattoo, and that's why I get people that come in and be like, oh, wouldn't it be better to get your first tattoo a small tattoo? And I'm like, honestly, it doesn't matter. I feel like I've tattooed so many like young community people, kids that are like 18 and up, and for their first tattoo they always get like a quarter size sleeve tattoo.
Damn. That's pretty
Yeah.
hardcore, huh? For the first
They're,
time.
they're committing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
And that's what I tell these kids too. I'm like, man, it's crazy because back in the day, and I'm pretty sure you too, when you guys were in high school and stuff, you didn't see a lot of people get tattoos and stuff like that. But now it's crazy because now you see like these 18-year-old kids with like half sleeves and stuff like that going
Yeah, that
into
is
high
pretty
school.
wild.
Yeah.
So
How do you feel about that? Do you ever feel like, damn, like this person is someone that might regret this, or does everyone
Yeah.
usually seem pretty confident about what they're doing?
No, well, and that's crazy too because I was talking about this with this one client the other day that I never really let people get like any dumb tattoos, you know.
Yeah.
Because at the end,
You put a stop to it then?
well, yeah, I mean, I try to convince them, you know, to not get it. Or if even if they want something similar to, like the concept that they have, I'll be like, well, you know, let's switch it up, let's make it different.
Yeah.
You know, that way it looks a little bit more unique. Because, for example, I mean, there's been a lot of people, especially artists, that have done like thousands of lions, you know. Because I feel like lions and roses are like the most common thing that people get.
Really, that you feel that's the most common for sure?
Well, yeah, I mean, because roses are cool because they're good for like fillers or, you know, just to blend in. You know, but
You're talking about me now?
but you know, you can never go wrong, you know, with a rose, whether it has a meaning or not. You know, it just looks cool, and I mean, you know, it could have a meaning, you know.
True.
So why I always tell people too is like it just really depends how the artist does it, because some artists focus more on the detail, and then some people just kind of break it down, you know. And then, you know, you have people that are upcoming and they're still trying to figure it out, and then their roses don't look as good. So it just really depends.
Well, the rose is like for me, I think the rose is like a huge one because, so I got the rose, but in the style of traditional American tattoo.
Yeah.
Well, I think they call it neo-traditional. Now, I'm not a pro like on the styles and shit, but
Yeah.
I believe this is neo-traditional. So there's also a big trend in roses for Chicano tattoos. So those are two, like, I feel like of America's greatest tattoo styles, and they both involve the rose, and I think they both involve so much artistic ability with each one of them. Like for the fucking traditional tattoo, dude, like there's a specific way from what I've seen like artists talk about. Like a lot of artists are if you're doing traditional tattoos, because you gotta nail it right. Like you gotta put respect on that, because dude, that shit's been going on since the veterans, I think.
Well, yeah, and then even then, like, I mean, as years go by, people tend to, like, you know, make it look better, more nicer and cleaner, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, back then people were just getting American traditional tattoos and then the Japanese style and stuff like that,
that was
right?
pretty sick too.
And then everything with that is just bold lines, and, you know, it wasn't as crazy, but, you know, then people started trying to make it different, especially with the neo-traditional, you know.
But
So-
is there a lot of hate with that? Like trying to change up to traditional?
I don't know.
It's in the
man.
name, right? Like traditional, you know what I mean?
No, I don't know.
Like you're fucking
to
with
be honest.
traditions right here.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know. I mean,
Do you do that or no? Traditional tattoos or no?
I mean, I'll do it. I don't mind it, but I feel like, since I was able to expand and try to do the style that I do now, that is like black and gray realism. That's all I get, you know, all the clients and stuff. So that's
your forte for sure, right?
yeah.
I have to agree with you. You do a pretty good job with that.
Thank you. And yeah, I mean, and then with the shop too, you know, we sometimes get people that they want to get that style. I mean, and if I have time, I'll do it. But other than that, I mean, if I don't have a chance to tattoo them, I'll just give it to my other coworkers and stuff like that.
And
What state is the one that has the most black and gray tattoos? And that black and gray tattoos, is that a general name for that, or is the black and gray realism, like you said, that's the more official way of naming your tattoo style?
Yeah, black and gray realism, because there's black and gray realism, and then there's the black and gray hyper realism, and then that's more like when you get into details, like for example, like when you start doing like the face hairs and stuff like that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so that's when it starts getting more.
That's like, I would compare that, in my opinion, to like when people they draw on like the sketchbook with charcoal.
That
Is it kind of like that or no? But obviously on skin it's so much more fucking intense, dude. You're doing like one needle at a time per pore and shit. And fuck. Like, dude.
Yeah, and even with that, I mean, there's some artists that do sessions on their tattoos. You know, they'll break it down, or sometimes they'll take their time and probably make it like an 8-9 hour session. Yeah.
Have you ever had?
and do you cramp often?
No,
Like, in your
and
hand,
that's
or-
the thing. Like, my hand doesn't hurt. I just feel like it's my back at the end of the day. You know, I think it's more like, you know, your back just hurts from sitting down and, you know, having to lean over. And then just, you at the end of the day, you just get, like, mentally drained out. you know.
Yeah, it takes a lot of attention to detail and being focused.
Yeah. So that's why I mean, I personally take a bunch of like breaks here and there, you know. But the only reason why I do that is because, you know, I like to step back a little bit and look at the piece that I'm doing from a distance, because, you know, when you're tattooing it and you're looking at it up front, you're focusing on the detail, but you're really not looking at like the main picture of what you're really creating, you know. So that's why some people they focus too much on the little details, and then when they look at the tattoo from a distance, then it's like, oh, you know, it looks a little bit off, right? So it's just stuff like that. And then that's stuff that I pick up too from tattooing throughout the years and stuff.
How many years have you been doing this, dude?
10 years now.
Oh shit, dude, you're pretty damn good for doing it 10 years. Like, damn.
Yeah, I started.
You're doing good shit.
And what made you decide to go into tattoo?
Well, at first it was just a hobby, because when I was younger, I mean, I was into doing a lot of different stuff, but I mean, I always knew I wanted to do something with art. And you know, same thing, I started doing like you know, like portraits with drawing and stuff like that. And then I got involved with the graffiti too, you know, tagging. And then after that, that's when I started seeing people do like murals and shit. And I'm like, damn, that looks dope. And then it slowly kind of led to another thing. And then that's when tattoo started to get a little bit more popular too. So then you would see like more rappers like be tatted and stuff like that. Cause I think Lil Wayne was like the one that was the most tatted.
Hell yeah,
right? Back in the day. So yeah, I mean, after that
was taboo at the time too. Like, they don't look at Lil Wayne like, oh fuck, like look at him.
Scary looking.
Yeah, dude. And that's like, I feel like it's more in style right now, especially right now in the last few years.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cause I mean, everybody that you know, from back then, from like the 90s and up, I mean, they're making it more acceptable. And obviously all the old heads are, you know, even then they're starting to see, oh, you know, this is normal. It's not like how it was back in the day. And that's the thing too, with working at a shop, you get like people in their like 60s and stuff like that getting their first tattoo, and they're like, oh, you know, I'm getting it now because, you know, back then I felt like it wasn't, you know, like right, you know, to get them, because people would judge you a lot.
They waited all their life.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. And then they're like, yeah, so now I want to do it. Or sometimes it depends too, you know, parents too being on their ass and stuff like that. And that's probably the reason why they didn't end up getting it. So then they're like, oh, you know, now I could get a tattoo.
I got a question for you, my friend.
Yeah.
So, you know, being Latino, right?
Yeah.
You got the Latino parents, obviously.
Yeah.
And Latino parents are not very fond of the tattoos. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Estás bien rayado, cabrón. You know, did you ever get that or no?
Yeah, well.
Or they're like, fuck it, mijo, let it be, you know?
No,
like
yeah.
That shit.
No, well, yeah, my mom was really, really strict growing up and stuff. Like, there were certain things my mom didn't let me do. And I didn't really do too much también. But when I first started getting tattoos, well, I remember when I first got my tattoo kit, because I ordered it from eBay. As soon as it came in, I just tattooed myself. Like, I didn't even think about it. I was like, fuck it, let's do it, you know?
Let's practice, baby.
Yeah. And then so my mom came home. And I mean, the thing is too, like, with my mom is like, so the thing too is like, I can't hide a lot of shit from my mom, because you know, obviously parents know, like, somehow they always find out.
Hell yeah.
And I was just like, you know what, this is what I did, you know, I did this tattoo on my arm, and she was mad. And then she even like had one of my sisters give her my stuff, and then she like kind of like, you know, hid the stuff, and then I had to tell one of my sisters to give me to show me where my stuff was.
And was she an older sister or a younger sister?
No, my younger sister.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But she had Big Brother's back, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because you know.
She's like, hey, man, you gonna hook me up? I got you done.
I'll get you your kit back, yeah.
And I would tell her, I'm like, I used to bribe them también. Le decía, no, pues dime dónde está y yo te compro algo, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, pues ahí va, and she gave me the stuff. But yeah, after a while, yeah, pues my mom, she kind of got the hang of it, like, you know, that I was gonna tattoo, and and whatever.
Did you bribe her too or no?
Yeah, I mean, I got her
Hey
to get
man,
tatted.
tu tortillera, mom. What's up?
Oh, you got her to get a tattoo?
Yeah, I eventually got her.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I convinced her to get tatted, and I did like this praying hands with some roses, and then like me and my sister's name and her dad's name. So I was able to do that. Yeah, pues after a while, pues
How'd she take the pain, dude?
She was okay, but she was irritated. She was ready to whip my ass towards the end.
Yeah?
Yeah.
She's like, hey man, hurry up, motherfucker.
So yeah, I mean, it was she was okay after a while. I think the only thing was that she didn't want me to get more tattoos, but I mean, obviously, you know.
Does she still tell you that or no?
Well, yeah, she still tells me, but she doesn't know much of like the tattoos I have now.
Oh
You
really?
know? Yeah.
Dude, you got them all over your face.
No, I
dude.
know. But, you know the ones you can see, but like, you know. But yeah, I mean, yeah, pues I mean, I don't really see my mom like that right now. She's in Mexico, but yeah, she, you know, she understands it now.
That's awesome,
Yeah,
man.
well, it's what you love doing.
Yeah.
It's man, you're fucking great at it. So it's like, I think they learn to just accept, right?
Yeah.
My dad, dude, when he first seen me with tattoo, I hid this. It was like this one. I think that I had to hide it for like 3-4 months.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, and then I was like I think I was like a sophomore or some shit, dude.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I don't remember, but
You hit it for 4-6 months?
no, for like 2 months.
Oh.
And then one day I was
that's
like,
a long
man.
time though.
Yeah, I know. I was like, fuck this shit. I'm just whatever. And my dad was like, oh, mira lo que te hiciste, this and that. And then like, bro, they just kept coming and coming. And my dad, like, when I got this one, dude, he didn't even like. I got my fingers and this one, and he didn't even say shit anymore. He was just like, oh, another day in the
Whatever, yeah.
office. Yeah.
It's just that initial one that
Yeah.
they get.
Yeah, they get a little. You gotta just kind of have them get used to it.
Yeah.
You
But wait
You
till
gotta
you get
fight
your
the
head
power.
tatted.
know. Ooh, shit. I will. I'm telling you, when the day I become a welder, I'm gonna get something on my head for sure.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, that's my no fucks given. Like, you know, I'm a welder now. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Cause you know, I feel like a lot of jobs. When we were talking about this, there's a lot of like, what do you call it? Discrimination, right?
Yeah.
It's
Of course.
discrimination.
There still is now.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, so for me, it's like I'm an artist. So for me, like, and I love letters, right?
Yeah.
So Old English has like a, you know, Old English is known to be like gangster and shit.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's some perspective to that where I'm like, well, yeah, like the whole gangster lettering and all that shit, that culture it's sick, you know?
Yeah.
Especially because I really like Chicano tattoos. But I don't even look at it like that
But
when
it's funny. It's Old English. It's not.
Yeah, it's Old English. It was on the
Yeah.
newspaper. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was the whitest shit ever.
Yeah, well, that's I think that's like the very first font too, no?
Probably.
From back in the day, yeah, I think it was. Cause then I mean,
It's in the name, right?
yeah,
Old
right.
English.
Old English, yeah, for real.
But it's crazy
not
how
New English.
it's crazy how gangs and the Latino culture really like took that.
Well, I think there's a
font.
fascination to it. Like,
Yeah.
you just like how it looks.
They liked how it looked, and now it's associated with that. Because I gotta tell you, like my mother, I mean, she grew up in a little village, and she was around gangs and stuff like that. So when she sees fonts like that or shit like that, she's like,
gangs.
turn off. That's gang shit.
Yeah.
But it's like that old school
Yeah.
traditional mentality. Like it's
No,
not
seriously.
always about gangs.
That is
but-
weird. Why would gangs pick up on Old English? I mean, it's gangster because they picked up on it, and now you associate it with gangsterness. You know
Well,
what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what would entice them to fucking do that, right? Like,
Well, yeah,
it's fucking weird.
But I feel like also too, I think it's like the moment somebody picks up one thing, then the next person looks at it and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna make that better," and it leads one thing to another and
Yeah.
another and another, and expands. That's how it eventually evolves, you
So
know.
you're saying now it's not just for gangsters. Now
No.
it's for everybody.
Well,
Like
yeah.
someone's making something out of it. Like for example, tattoo artists, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, yeah, and that's what I'm saying too. Cause I mean, obviously, you know, when you grow up in the hood, you know, there's certain things you can't get tatted and stuff like that. But now me, I get people like, you know, for example, you know, like people from different cultures and stuff, and then they want to get crowns, lions, you know, certain stuff.
Like gang stuff.
Yeah, certain gang stuff, but obviously it has a meaning to them, you know, and you know, I feel like us, you know, growing up in that environment and seeing stuff like that, you would be like, oh, you know, you're probably gonna go to a wrong spot and then you're gonna get checked for it.
Oh, so were these people that had no association with gang banging? They were just, oh, I like this
They're
crowd.
probably not aware of it.
Yeah.
Fuck that, dude.
Yeah, just your regular typical person.
Some white dude and shit.
Yeah,
I'd
exactly.
love a crown on top of a lion's head.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's a king of the jungle. Yeah.
Y luego abajo le ponen I'm the king. And
Oh
shit.
shit.
So
You're like,
Latino-
not of this neighborhood, yeah.
so, you know,
Fuck that, dude.
So-
No way.
But yeah, stuff like that, and it's just like, damn. And it's crazy because we are at a stage where stuff like that is just normal now.
For sure.
Same thing, people with like prison tattoos. Certain things that you get on your body too mean certain things when you're locked up. Like the most common one, I think, is like the spider web on the elbow.
Yeah, what is that, dude? I low-key want to get that.
One of my
now that
uncles
you say
has
it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah?
Yeah,
Felipe?
yeah,
Dude, that looks sick.
yeah.
yeah.
What if you like Spider-Man got that?
No, but yeah, I think it means like the amount of time you done in prison. I mean, I could be wrong, but yeah, it just really depends.
So if I were going to prison, right,
Yeah.
and I got this big ass fucking spider web on my elbow, do you think that, I mean, from any stories you've heard, would I catch heat for that? Because
No, I mean,
is that like posing or some shit?
I mean,
or-
quién sabe, what prison you go to, where you're gonna be. I feel like, yeah, I mean, it just really depends.
There's this tattoo artist, dude.
But no matter what, not to interrupt,
Oh, go ahead.
you'll get exposed for being a phony if it's a fake. Yeah, like you didn't.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But that's the
Come
thing,
the
like, you
truth is
can't.
gonna come out.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel like culture has evolved into something else, like he's saying, right? Like back
Yeah.
then, Old English was gangsters, right? And then now it's like Chicano tattoos, like Cali style. They're highly influenced, from what I understand, from the prison system
Yeah.
in California. But dude, now Chicano tattoos, like a Khalifa style, that's becoming mainstream, dude, everywhere. And that came from prison. Now there's this tattoo artist, I think I told you about. There's this movie, the graffiti, se llama Infamy.
Mhm.
You gotta check it out. It's pretty sick. So it'll show you graffiti writers from New York to California to Philly to, I don't think they show Chicago, but yeah, all over the country. And there was this graffiti artist in California, and he would do the fedora hat on a skull.
Okay.
I can't remember his name, but that is like literally, dude. When you go to prison in California, that is like the first to do on the to-do list to get your fedora skull. And this guy, he was a graffiti writer in California, and he made that popular, and it got popular in the prison system. But now it's all over the damn country. But obviously, it expanded in California, so it was the shit to have that fedora and the skull.
Yeah.
It meant
That got-
something. Yeah,
It
like,
meant something.
yeah.
That was through a Khalifa Cholo, graffiti writer.
Yeah.
So he brought that shit to life. I think that was pretty sick. And that's what I'm saying, that like, I guess you like what you like, whether it's inspired through prison system or not. You want to get something that you like. People just have an attraction to something that looks dope.
Yeah.
You
In
know?
a way, it is cool though that, like, it's not only part of the prison system now. Not other people that like that artwork. They want to wear it. Like,
Yeah, dude, but there's like backlash with that though.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
now if you're not in, like, if
there's
you
like
weren't
a
in
pride
prison,
or something. Like,
yeah, but it's like, fuck you,
It's
dude.
art,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, it's like, it's art. Someone was passionate to draw it, and someone else liked that person's art. So like, let them have that fucking art, But there's a lot of controversy with tattoos, and that's kind of what I want to ask you about too.
Yeah.
So I was gonna either get this or the Oni, right?
Yeah.
The Japanese demon. Dude, those fucking demons, they look fucking bad ass.
Yeah, yeah.
They look sick. I thought he was perfect candidate for it because they have the black and gray Onis, and then they have like the colored Onis, right?
Yeah.
But the black and gray Oni on this man right here doing that shit would be fucking insane, because the depth they have on there with the black and the gray, and like you said, he could even use my light skin for adding more depth. It would have looked super sick, but I had to think about it. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, Japanese people are super traditional.
Well,
They're
yeah.
super, like, their culture, their traditions, they like to keep it between them. So like, if I were to get that, there's a whole
you need to at least-
respect aspect of it.
you need
you
to
know?
at least eat sushi before you get that tattoo.
And I hate sushi, dude.
You don't like sushi?
No, I fucking hate
Why?
sushi. I don't know. It just, the seaweed, it tastes like shit. I think. I don't know. It is seaweed,
Bro,
right?
you're missing out.
Yeah, for
I don't know,
Some
dude.
good stuff.
I want some like Mexican style sushi, right?
Mexican style.
Like instead of seaweed, we use a tortilla and then like
Tortilla.
carnita or some shit. You know?
Carnita,
Yeah,
the
some
brown
quesito
rice
right
instead
there.
of the
Yeah,
white
yeah.
rice.
I know that's something I don't fucking eat, bro. That's a sushi I'm eating, not that fucking sushi shit from. I mean, personally, I just don't like it. I don't know. It tastes weird, man. I could taste the ocean. It's just not a good taste.
No.
So
No.
I wanted to ask you,
Yeah.
in terms of tattoos, what's some crazy things that people ask for, like certain parts of their body? Is there like a limit to where you go, like when it comes to doing tattoos, or?
Yeah. Well, I mean, crazy. I feel like I haven't really done anything as crazy. But as far as like people asking for certain stuff, I just feel like half of the time it's just walk-ins. You know, when you work at a shop, depending on the location you work, right? You do get certain like, you know, people that come in asking for some crazy shit, like I don't know, like they want to tattoo their ass or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or like it's like Friends, kind of like the Hangover movie, you
Yeah.
know?
Oh,
Some
hell
shit like
no.
that, you know. And I feel like half of the time is, you know, walk-ins that just don't know what to get and they just get a tattoo just, you know, for the experience and stuff like that. But you know, me personally with the style that I do, I think it's just pretty much like straightforward. Like I just do like, you know, arms, legs, you know, chest and stuff like that. But like say if I was to do like that crazy I don't know, like some gothic shit or whatever, or like those blackout sleeves, you know, if I had clients like that, then yeah, then I would have, you know,
What is that, by the way?
What?
You said a blackout sleeve?
Yeah.
Is that all black?
Yeah, it's like the
Really?
people. Yeah, it's the people that get like their arms all blacked out, or you know, probably their whole body blacked out. You know.
No
crazy,
way.
dude.
Have you done anything like that or no?
No, I haven't done that stuff like that. But
Well, they can't be racist. I'll tell you that.
they can't be racist, right? And like those people, they do like, you know, mainstream designs and stuff like that. So they're the ones that probably like tattooing armpits, you know.
Ooh,
You know, stuff
dude,
like that,
sounds
you
so
know, some weird
painful.
stuff like that. So and then that's the thing too now that social media is a big thing too, because now you could go on Instagram, you could see an artist and you could look at their portfolio, and then you kind of slowly see like what style they do, and like their type of clients, the group of clients they have, you know.
So I guess that makes sense. So yeah, if every artist has their niche of what exactly that they do, like
Yeah.
arms, hands, and like there's
the
obviously
style,
there's
too.
gonna be artists that specialize in like
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
guys like women and men's body, like their penis or their
Yeah,
vagina.
exactly.
And shit
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
No way. So
Yeah.
so that is a thing. There's a person that'll be like, oh, well, this guy's a pro at penis tattooing.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah.
Tattooing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
Well,
yeah.
that sucks for that guy.
Yeah, right. Hey, man.
Yeah, it just seems so crazy to me, like, because yeah, people get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, and the thing too is like everybody specializes in certain things. It's not like how it was, you know, back then, where you like, you know, you go as a walk into a shop, you want to get this, and then the artist just gives you what you want. Like now, there's people out there that you go in there, you know, you throw your ideas, and then they put it all together, and then you get something more unique. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what I tell everybody too, that want to get like I think the common one too is like tribal tattoos. Like I don't do that style, but like when people come in, I usually tell them like you're better off going with somebody that experienced doing like tribal work.
So that's still popular to this day, or
Yeah,
no?
I mean, yeah, there's people,
Really? Oh,
you know,
shit.
kind of like, you know, the like people from Hawaii and stuff, like the Samoan style
Oh,
and stuff
okay,
like
okay.
that. You know, like I feel like if you want to get something really nice, that'll look nice on you, you're better off just traveling all the way out there and, you know, getting something in that style, because, you know, that's what they specialize, and then, you know, that's part of their culture too.
Yeah, are those the guys that do it with the fucking palito, right? They do
Well,
with the palito, like, ting, 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 ting.
I think their tradition is something like that.
You think you could pull something off like that, dude, or no?
I don't know, you know, believe it or not, back then I kind of wanted to get into like, you know, like that stick and poke thing, kind of like how like the Japanese people do it.
They do that too?
Yeah, the
Oh, shit.
what do they call that mafia? The
The Yakuza?
yeah, that's how they get tatted. I remember when I started tattooing too. When I first started tattooing, I was so into like the one was like the Chicano style, and then after that was the Japanese style. American traditional. Well, I mean, I did it because it's so easy to get nice and solid lines, especially
Yeah.
when you start off tattooing. But I remember I'm like, man, I'm trying to get my whole leg done like that with like, you know, in that style. Because I remember I used to look up this one like really famous Japanese tattoo artist that he tattooed like all the yakuzas and stuff, and his whole setup was like he would just have them lay down, he would sit on the floor, and then, you know, just start fucking stabbing them, poking them with a fucking needle and
dude.
shit. Yeah,
And they got badass tattoos.
yeah,
Dude.
that's what I'm
They're
saying.
sick as fuck.
And I also saw too that people that get tatted in that specific way, their tattoos heal nicer than like getting it done with a machine, and the color is more vibrant than like getting it with a machine.
So you think that whoever, like the ancients or like whoever way back in the day discovered that primitive style of tattooing, they must have, yeah, dude, they must have known a way to bond that ink, right?
Well, yeah, because I mean,
that's fucking crazy.
because what the thing is, when you're well, I feel like when you're poking somebody with a needle, right, and you're trying to get that ink there, the speed is not as high compared to a machine, because a machine, you know, you're running at a certain level. You know, if you run it high, obviously it's gonna traumatize more of the skin, rather than you just kind of like, you know, do it at your your hand speed.
Ah, okay, so your skin's not in a protective state, like. Well, who knows? For all we know, that's probably what happens, right? Like your
Yeah.
skin, like you're saying, the trauma, your skin's
Because you're
probably
damaging it, yeah.
Yeah, it's trying to protect itself from
Yeah.
whatever harm is being done.
Yeah.
And with the slow poke, it's like a little mosquito just biting you
Well, yeah.
every here and there, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like if you were I don't know how to put an example, but I feel like if you was to get hit with something that's coming really fast, your arm, you know, would probably bruise, you know, more compared to somebody just throwing it that doesn't have that crazy force. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So
It takes way more time though, right? Obviously.
what?
To do a tattoo in that
Yeah, and that's in that style. Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely takes a little bit longer too.
But that's probably why it's more vibrant and has more.
And even with that, I feel like you really have to have a lot of patience, and the person getting that tattoo, you really have to be like in a different stage. Like I don't know, you gotta be out of your mind to fucking get tatted like that, because man,
It hurts
that.
even more. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're probably like
That's your
coke
next
blood or
one, man.
something. Fuck, no way. Dude, like, I ain't gonna lie, this one, I think when you got like to right here, I was already like, fuck. Like,
Yeah.
dang, I was hurting though.
So what are so I know the
painful.
ribs for sure. That's a very sensitive area, right?
Yeah.
Where
Yeah, so-
else?
So I mean, it just really depends, because I've tattooed people that what's it called? I'll do their ribs, and they're perfectly fine. You know, they could last up to like 3-4 hours.
Were they a little chubby or no?
No, bro. Honestly, it just doesn't really matter. Well, I had a kid. I did this kid's stomach. We did like 8 hours, and he was able to pull it through for 8 hours.
In the stomach.
But you know, it's crazy, because I mean, the moment you get tatted, I feel like your body just releases a lot of like endorphins and stuff like that, and adrenaline. So that's why you're able to handle it in the beginning. But the only time it gets tough is like towards the end. Once
Starts running out, huh?
yeah, because you start your adrenaline starts going away and stuff like that. And I feel like then after that, you get into that stage where it's like now it's all mental. Like now it's all on your head. Like you have to deal with the pain by yourself, you
Yep.
know.
I
So-
100% agree to that.
Man,
so-
you already convinced me to get a tattoo, dude.
Yeah,
We got him right here, bro.
right.
Next episode, dude.
For real, right?
Hector gets a tattoo.
You
Yeah.
should get your dog's fucking portrait, dude.
I do want to get it. Yeah.
He's the guy to do it,
Yeah,
too.
we could do that.
What kind of dog is it, by the way?
It's a Boston Terrier, so.
It has like
I
what,
don't
like a bunch of like hair, right?
No, but her face is kind of like está más como chata.
Is that what they
Ah,
call
yeah,
the
yeah,
pugs? Or no?
No, I guess the face is a little bit. I would compare it a little more French bulldog, but not
Mm.
not the ears aren't as big.
Oh, yeah, French bulldogs, they're like...
They're a little bit
They
thicker.
look like that, too, right?
Yeah.
Like they had that little fucking...
Yeah.
That bulldog-looking face.
But she's
but, like,
black and white.
miniature.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Okay.
sick.
Yeah.
Are you going to tattoo yourself anymore or no?
What do you mean?
Like-
me personally, or
Yeah.
get tattoos?
Yeah, dude, like you tattooing yourself. Cause,
Man, I don't know.
or is
man.
it hard to tattoo yourself?
No, I mean, I don't think it's hard. It's just like I feel like finding that time to actually like be like, okay, I'm gonna tattoo myself. like now it's different. You know, when I was younger, I just wanted to get tattooed. But now it's like, you know, I feel like I tattoo almost every day throughout the week. That when I'm off, you know, I gotta, you know, take care of the family, you know, do stuff, run around. That now it's just a little bit more different. Like I feel like in order for me to tattoo myself, I really gotta like actually like
Take a day off.
take a day off and actually, you know, decide what I'm gonna do.
So what are your tattoo hours looking like? Like, do you start at a certain time and end to like the end of the day, or
Well, I mean,
you do it every single day?
I'm pretty like flexible and stuff like that when it comes to schedule. Like I'm pretty good managing my time, you know, with like work and like, you know, personal life and stuff like that. I mean, there's times where I do work a lot. But I usually like working early, like early mornings, to be honest.
Early morning.
I just feel like if I'm able to work from like 10 all the way up to like, you know, 5 or 6, I think that's decent, especially now being at the level that I am. You know, the cool thing is that like now I get people that like, you know, are like booking and stuff. So now I have like a set schedule for a month and I know what I'm gonna do. Rather than like back then where, you know, I kind of had to just, you know, see if somebody wanted to get tatted or, you know.
You were seeking out the client.
Yeah,
more?
exactly. Yeah, basically stuff like that. And now it's just different because now it's like, okay, so this is what I'm gonna do for this whole month, and now I don't really have to worry about it. You know, if a client cancels or reschedule, it's fine. That'll be kind of like my day off. You know.
Damn. Yeah, cause dude, this guy works all the time, dude. I'm seeing tats on his Snapchat every fucking day.
And that's
Like
that
big
means,
ass pieces.
That means
dude.
that people trust your work and
Yeah.
your craftsmanship. So
No,
I think
yeah.
he's getting a lot
That's a-
more
that's a
popular
good
as
sign,
we
yeah.
go by.
No, yeah, and I mean, I think that's definitely made me realize, you know, how like far I came from, like, you know, when I first started, because you know, like I feel like when I first started, it was just, you know, trying to practice. You know, I used to, you know, go to the city. I used to be out here by Humboldt Park. I used to tattoo like a bunch of people right there. So I would take the train and I would just tattoo anybody. And then after that, it became more trying to make it a career. And I mean, it took a minute too. I worked at a shop. I mean, that shop was just like an experience for me, you know, seeing how like everything ran at the shop. But it was kind of ghetto at the same time too.
And did you have like a mentor, like somebody that would kind of give you like some type of guidance or
No, just
advice?
self-taught.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Do you feel like you needed a mentor, or
Well,
do you like learning on your own?
Well, to be honest, I feel like I've always had that mentality that whatever I do, you know, whether, you know, somebody helps me or not, you know, I'm gonna still do it for myself. But I know when I was like a year or two into tattooing, I had reached out to this one guy because he was hiring and he needed an apprentice, and I told him, you know, that if he could give me an apprenticeship. But he's like, how long have you been tattooing and stuff? And I told him, you know, I've been tattooing for like a year. And he's like, honestly, I just want to teach somebody who doesn't even know nothing, like, you know, doesn't know how like a machine run or has never picked up a machine. And my best advice for you is, you know, you're better off just being like at a local tattoo shop, you know, just working at a tattoo shop. And I don't know, I mean, back
I
then,
can see why he would say that.
Well, he didn't want to
yeah,
cough up the money to pay him, probably.
No, I
Yeah.
think he when you get someone that's 100% green, you mold them.
True,
You
true,
mold them
yeah.
your way. Now, Jesus already had his thing going on. So if he were to go under that mentorship, I don't think it would have benefited him that much because he probably already had his own way of doing things, his own style, his own vision.
That's how it is
It
with
would change it
anything
up
to
100%.
teach somebody. If they haven't ever done it before, it's easier to mold them, and instead of like somebody that's 1 year in and might have bad habits or might have
Just
or their
different
own
habits.
style. Yeah, their own
Just
style.
different, yeah.
That's not gonna fit your.
Yeah, I think there'll be a lot of clashing if that were to happen. So
Yeah.
I think it was good that he told you that. I don't think it was any
no, I know, and
bad love. Or
And
anything.
to be honest, it took me a minute too to try to get into a shop because I know back then I was so like, I mean, I would say I was a little bit insecure of just getting rejected, having that, oh no, you can't because you're not that good or stuff like that.
So there's critique when you go into a shop, like they gotta review your
yeah,
portfolio.
well,
and
yeah, because back then it was more like you had to, yeah, back then you had to create your own portfolio drawings and stuff like that. I feel like now, because I mean, there's so many different shops. There's still shops that are old school. Then you got your modern shops. You know, I feel like old school shops, they still want to see like a portfolio drawing and stuff like that. Modern shops, they just want to see whatever work you have, whether it's on Instagram, social media, pictures, or whatever. You know.
It's nice that that's like your portfolio now, like
Yeah.
social media, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, back then I was just like, man, you know, I kind of doubted myself so many times. I'm like, oh, you know, I'm not gonna be able to make it. And then eventually, it kind of, when I started working at that shop, before then I used to do like, you know, 9 to 5. I used to do all different types of job. I worked at the mall. I did construction. I painted houses. I did landscaping, roofing, all that shit, man.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know, and I feel like the only reason why I did it because, you know, when us Mexicans, you know, your parents, you know, tell you, you know, you gotta go work.
Is that what they told you or no?
Yeah, well, that's what my mom was telling me. You know,
Yeah?
she's like, you didn't want to go to school because I got kicked out from school.
Oh,
you
shit.
know, so I got kicked out from school. So she's like, oh, you know.
Why you get kicked out of school, bro? What are you doing, man? Fucking some shit up, huh?
Yeah, right. But you know, I got kicked out from school, and look, I remember the day too. I mean, that day I was late to school too.
You were like, yes.
This is
Fuck
what I
school.
wanted. Yeah.
You know, and then that day I was late. I had rode my bike to school. I think it was like a 15-minute fucking bike ride and shit. And then as soon as I go in, I always try to make it between period classes, like, you know. And that day I tried to do the same thing, but they caught me once I got into my class. They're like, oh, you know, you gotta come down, you know, to the office. And then that's when they told me, they're like, oh, you know, your attendance is bad, this and that, so we're gonna have to, you know, let you go from the school. And I was a senior too. That was like my last year too.
Damn.
And then yeah, they told me, and I'm like, and then yeah, they're like, oh, you know, just go around, have your teacher sign you out, and then, you know, you could head home.
Did you feel like crying a little bit or no?
And low-key, yeah, man. I was on my way back home. I was riding my bike, and I was, you know, like tearing up a little bit. I'm like, damn.
You're like, my mom about to beat my ass. Damn, did your mom did she whip your ass a little bit or no?
Well, I mean, I feel like she was a little disappointed and shit on me.
And that's enough right there. That hurts your soul.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I
You
mean,
feel
yeah,
like an asshole.
yeah, she was like kind of disappointed, and then she looked at me, and she's like, well, you know, now you gotta go work and shit. And yeah, I mean, from there, I mean, I was still tattooing at that time too. You know, tattooing was a side hobby. But yeah, I mean, after that, I was just, you know, working in warehouses, and then like my mom's friend that you know, did like, you know, painting and like, you know, stuff like that she knew. They would have me go work with them and stuff like that.
Were you good at that, or in your head you were like, man, fuck this shit, I want to be a tattoo artist?
Well, I mean, at that time I didn't really mind, you know, but I think the one thing that I did pick up the most was painting for sure. You know, like painting houses and shit.
There's a connection right there, huh? The artistic side.
Yeah, right. And then every other job that I did, I mean, I always fell back, and like, you know, I always bounced back to, you know, painting houses, because, you know, that's something that I did for a minute too. And then I think once my mom ended up leaving to Mexico, then she was able to get me into what's it called, this like dealership, because she was really close friends with this one lady. And then I kind of liked it because at that time too, I was into cars, you know. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna try to become a mechanic and learn stuff like that. But no, you know, they had me doing car wash at first, like detailing the cars that would come from like when they're done painting it.
Yeah.
So we would detail them and, you know, clean them up. And then I slowly kind of started like helping one of the guys that did body work, you know, just take off the car parts that were like, you know, fucked up and shit like that. And I would just assemble them or prep them to get painted. And then slowly the owner, he's like, okay, you know, I see that you want to work and you want to learn, then I'll teach you how to paint. And then I started painting cars.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
How's that? Is that a bitch or no?
It's tough. It's tough.
It's tedious, right?
Yeah.
Well, dude, if you get a drip, I think valió madre, right? You gotta.
Well, yeah, because you have to be at a distance, and then at the same time you gotta kind of even it out, because especially with like silver cars, those are a bitch, because
you can see the streaks, huh?
yeah, you can see the streaks, and you can see like the blush, especially when like say you got hit from, you know, from your bumper, then you gotta blend it out or stuff like that. You kind of have to, you know, try to do it. And then once you throw that clear coat, bro, that was the one that was a little bit tough too, because you can't see the little, like, how do I say it? Like, you know how like the orange looks, like the skin.
Yeah.
You could tell with the clear coat on the car like that. You don't want it to look like that. You want it to be nice and solid.
Nice and even, right?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, your mom snapped though, dude. I wish my mom got me all those jobs. My first job, dude. My friend. I remember I prayed to God the day before. I was like, man, God, I need a job, man, for real. The next day, dude, my friend's like, hey, bro. He's like, I work at El Veneno, but yeah, he's like, but I quit that shit. Fuck that. And then I'm like, man, the guy was kind of a pussy. So I'm like, he's a pussy. I'll do this job in no time, you know. I'll get it done like good, you know.
Yeah.
I'll last for sure, dude. I went there, dude, and bro, it was like the worst time of my life.
Why?
Dude, I was a dishwasher, and
I know, my man.
at that time, there was lines from 9 in the morning to like 9 p.m., dude. Like lined outside of the fucking restaurant. Y andabas ahí en chinga lavando los platos. And
meanwhile, somebody's enjoying their meal.
Yeah,
you know,
dude.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. And then like las pinches ollas, dude, de camarones a la diabla and shit, dude. My arms were, my arms were all fucking red, dude. And then like I scratched my head, estaba todo enchilado de la cara.
No mames.
Fucking dude, it was so bad, dude. And they would give us food. That was the only good thing. I was eating like all fucking day,
Yeah.
They had the best fries. So I was just like, I'll put the plates away. I'll give my. It's kind of nasty, right? But I'll put my hand there, you know, like grab a whole bunch of fries, boom, bring them back with me. Started washing dishes.
You're washing dishes. Your hands.
Yeah, dude. I was like, you know, and then they'll be like, hey, Godínez, tenemos una piña, ¿la quieres? I'm like, chingue su madre, dámela. And I'm like, boom, and I start eating that bitch, and yeah, dude, it was like that the whole day.
No, wow.
Yeah, güey, pinches tostadas de ceviche all day. But yeah, dude, I was eating it like in a rush. I was like, como dice, caminando y meando, you know?
Sí.
That was crazy, dude.
No, wow.
Moral of the story, yeah, those jobs, they make you think like, fuck, I really don't want to do this shit.
No,
you know?
yeah,
They push you closer to what you want to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. And I think from working at the dealership, after that, I was into the gym too at that time too, and then I came across a friend, and then that's when I was telling him, you know, we were kind of, you know, relating, we were going through the same thing at the same time, and then he's like, oh, you know, I got an apartment, you know, if you're more than welcome to come move with me. And then that's when I moved to his house, and then that's when I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just tattoo.
So what was your idea for the thumbnail, dude?
I don't know. You could do like somebody getting tatted. Like,
Okay.
you know, somebody getting tatted. You could just crop the picture and put it there.
Put your face in there?
Yeah.
You could put him doing the tat, and maybe I could put a face, me going like this.
Yeah. You ever seen that one
Yeah.
where I think who is it, like Marilyn Monroe is tattooing somebody, or you know, like those shirts, like the Chicano shirts, where it's like somebody getting tatted. I'll have to show you a picture.
Yeah, you have to show me a picture of
Yeah,
that.
I'll show you a picture.
Damn, dude, but I mean, funny thing is, I do have a picture of you tattooing me, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I don't even have to crop shit out.
No, but you want to do something where it's, you know, like, his face is gonna be on it. So you could do something where it's completely, our faces are gonna be on it. So don't do just a photo of you, and you get what I'm saying?
Kind of like how you
Yeah,
do with the
just
Austin
to give
Powers.
it some humor, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, all
Like
right.
a different body or something, but have his face on it, or like.
Yeah, I gotta
Yeah.
say, I'll do something humorous, man.
Yeah.
So be ready, dude.
Yeah, that's fine.
It'll be
creative with
funny.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be going all out. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So we had a little brief intermission because you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we left off on you at the dealership.
Yeah.
You had a studio at the dealership, and the owner might have suspected that you were doing something, right? He
Well-
wasn't probably sure what. But
Well, I mean, he knew I did tattoos.
oh, he did.
He knew I did tattoos, but when I was bringing people in, it wasn't like crazy people. Like it wasn't like a crazy amount of people. It was just like, you know, just close friends that I knew, you know. But yeah, I mean, I was still tattooing at that time, and then yeah, then I ended up moving with my friend, and then that's when I started, you know, just trying to make a living out of tattooing, and I was still going to the gym at that time too. But you know, it's crazy that at that time I was gonna try and be a fucking personal trainer for
Oh,
export.
wow.
So, dude, you've been a big gym guy though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been like athletic since I was younger. I've always, um, I played soccer, and then in high school I did wrestling and stuff like that. Um, right now I haven't worked out, but it's all
Damn,
good.
puro Mickey D's.
Puro Mickey D's, güey. Fuck, but yeah, I mean, I was.
Well, you're too busy, probably, right? Like, you
Yeah.
don't even have the time, I think.
No, yeah, and I mean, and that's the thing too with like the tattoo industry too. You gotta try to find time for everything, and sometimes I go to sleep late. There's no way I'm gonna wake up at 5 in the morning to go to the gym. So, I just make it work with whatever got going for those months. But yeah, I mean, I was gonna be a personal trainer. I didn't end up doing that, and then I was just still tattooing. And I think the moment that my career kind of changed and it made a big difference in my life was like when like my friend passed away,
Okay.
So when my friend passed away, I feel like that's when everything changed. I was like going like through depression and shit like that, and that's when like that door kind of opened where somebody told me, they're like, oh, we're looking for an artist, come work at our shop. And at that time I was working at the shop in Addison called Lake Street Tattoos. So I thought it was pretty dope. The team that I have there, it was pretty cool, but obviously people tend to change after a while. And I know I think the biggest thing was that the owner, he was just there to make money, not really. He wasn't even an artist, at the end
He
of the
didn't
day.
have love for the sport, huh?
No.
So that means something to you, though? Like, do you take that into consideration when you join a team? Like, you want people that are
Yeah.
just as passionate as you are, right?
Yeah. But like for me, I didn't even see it like that because I was just trying to get through the fact that like my childhood friend, the one that I grew up with, had just passed away, and just being at the shop was like something just to get me out of it, because I felt like at the same time it was like a sign, because I remember that day when he passed away, I had did a tattoo when he commented on it, so that same day he's like, oh, that you snapped and shit like that. And it's crazy because the day he passed away, I remember it was like raining and shit like that. And I was gonna tell him, I was gonna be like, hey, you're trying to hang out, cause what was it, like a couple weeks back from then, we went to Wacker, downtown, just with the cars and stuff. And that was like probably like the last time I hung out with him. And ever since then, that's what made me. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just keep tattooing. And then the opportunity of at working at the shop, that's when it just kind of made me forget about everything. But then everybody, just didn't want to end up paying their cut, and then the owner was just like money hungry. And I was there for like a good year, and then COVID happened. I was still working there, but then when they started opening everything up, that's when I was like, you know what, fuck this, I'm gonna move out. And then I just started working from home, and then that's when I started taking deposits too. That's when I'm like, oh, I'm gonna take it more serious. And at that time too, my girl was pregnant, and I feel like just having my son too, it just kind of motivated me a little bit more. So I was like, yeah, I gotta be more professional. And then I did my my bloodborne test, and I was just trying to become more official.
So what is a bloodborne test?
The bloodborne test is just like a test you take to get certified to tattoo, like a license, like a state thing.
Oh shit.
So then that would it's
So that makes it more official then, pretty much.
yeah. Well,
Yeah, the professionalism, right?
Yeah, in order for you to tattoo, because even then at the other shop we didn't even have that. We didn't have no license to tattoo or anything.
So
Holy
what are you
shit,
gonna
yeah.
troll with the law though, or?
Well, yeah, but since it was, I think it was in one of like those towns where like only the sheriffs came, and like I don't know. I mean, it wasn't too much of a big deal, I guess. So,
Oh,
So
shit.
that's
It was a
why
small
the
town.
There was
yeah.
no city codes or shit
yeah
like that.
yeah. So that's why the owner was able to get away with it, And then plus we were like right next to another tattoo shop too.
That's pretty wild. Do you think, would you be like, You think people should be alarmed if there's not like the bloodborne, what do you call it? The certificate, right? The
Yeah.
certification. Should you be suspicious whether you're gonna get a clean tattoo, like
Well,
a clean environment for
but
your tattoos?
But
or
that's
no?
the thing too. Like, not a lot of people look at that. You know, I feel like a lot of people, and then that's another thing too, when people don't make research on what they want to get, and like they don't know too much of the industry. They just expect to go to a shop and then get a nice tattoo just because it's a shop and it's professional. You know, they expect to get something, you know, pretty good. And I've had so many clients be like, I went to this shop and the artist who did this, it just came out looking like shit, you know. So, you know, even then, at certain shops, they might not have like the best artists and stuff like that, or they might have artists that are, you know, barely coming up to them, and they're still trying to figure it out, you know. So it just really depends, you know. But I know at the shop that we were at, the area was pretty ghetto, low key. We did have a couple people, like, you know, that were drunk and stuff like that, come into the shop. So that's why, you know, it didn't really matter too much. So we did get a good amount of traffic, and we were able to take a couple clients from the next door shop too. Yeah, so that was a big controversy
Will
too.
there be beef with that shit or no?
Like,
yo, you took
a
my
little
client,
bit, a little bit, yeah, a little bit.
But it's, hey, the proof is in the pudding, dude. If you got the
Yeah.
better
speaks for
work,
itself.
then
Yeah,
they're gonna go to that.
yeah. I mean, and even then, yeah, we were basically just kind of hooking them up, giving them like a decent deal, you know. So that's why they would come to our shop.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I eventually, you know, got tired of it too. Got tired of the owner stuff, and then I ended up leaving. And that's when I was just working from home. And then I did that during COVID too for like 3 years, I think. After that,
And how
Man.
was business during COVID time?
I mean, I was still busy.
It was
I
booming,
was still
huh?
busy. Yeah, I
The
was still
Biden
busy.
bucks.
Yeah, I was still busy. I think around that time is when I was trying to like have that goal where I was like, I'm trying to stay booked for at least a month, you know. Right now, I think my main goal is to try to eventually get booked for a year, but I'm still trying to do the
Shit.
month thing. You know, I'm still trying to do the month. Because I mean, at the same time, I don't want to be that artist where it's like, oh, this artist is always booked. You know, he doesn't have time, this and that. So I'm always trying to have like my books open for everybody. You know, try to fit everybody as much as I can.
As long as it's balanced and it's not fucking up your
Yeah.
Do you
your
get
day-to-day.
overflow or no? Like there's too many clients. De un chingadazo.
Yeah, I do. And when I was working from home, that's when I was tattooing back to back, you know, nonstop, Monday through Sunday, and then eventually it was like 2 people at a time.
Average, how many hours would you do a day?
Man, I don't even know, bro. There's times where I work from like 9 to like midnight, 9 in the morning to
Dude,
midnight.
this guy's drive is insane, dude.
Yeah, so there's times where I work that much, and I mean now I'm trying to slow it down, you know. Now that like, you know, well, my son's getting older, you know, and then I got another son too, and he's getting into sports and stuff like that. So, you know.
Oh yeah,
Try-
you want to dedicate all the time you can to
Yeah,
that.
yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
I know I'm still young and stuff like that. You know, I'm 25, but my main goal is like once I hit 30.
No way, you're 25?
See, wait.
For real?
Sí, güey.
Holy
I
shit.
feel like an old man. dude.
Fuck, I feel like an old man. I'm older
I'm
than
almost
him.
30, yeah.
What?
But
That's
like-
pretty wild.
But like, yeah, I mean, my main goal is like once I hit 30, you know, I don't really want to do much. Like, I'll still tattoo, but I just don't want to like be like, you know, burning myself out tattooing all the time.
It's something you're so passionate about, though, that it gets to a point where, like,
Yeah.
yeah, it does become work, right? But, like, you're passionate about it. That's a good thing, dude.
No, yeah, and the thing is too, like, that's the reason why I left the other shop, because eventually it became a job. It wasn't even something that I enjoyed doing, you know, at a point. Eventually it just turned into a job where it was like, fuck, I gotta be here. I don't want to be here. I don't
When
want to
that
tattoo this
happens,
person.
That affects the quality of your work.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just, you know, I felt like at that point I felt like more rushed, you know, like I got to get this person in and out. But eventually, you know, I had to kind of step back and look at like the situation that I was in, and I'm like, you know what, I don't want to do this. So, you know, that's why I had to leave and then become more independent. You know, just try to build up my clientele. I feel like being at home was building my clientele, you know, still trying to, you know, get better at tattooing. And now that I'm at this new shop, I was able to be like, okay, I'm in the new shop. Now it's more let me actually pay attention to what I'm doing. Like let me focus more on like this little detail. Let me pay attention to like what needles I'm using. Just stuff like that. Paying close attention to like the things that I was doing with tattooing.
Do you think that being in a for you, does it mean a lot to be in a tattoo shop with extremely good and talented artists? Does that make you more competitive, like a healthy competitive? Where you want to be a better tattoo artist.
Yeah.
They say like hang around with the
best, yeah.
Hang around with the best to be the best.
Well, yeah.
Are you on a constant mission of trying to find I don't know the other tattoo artists in your shop right now, right? I know you're sharp as hell.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you'd be like the leading person in that, or there's someone that motivates you over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But do you usually look at it that way or no?
Well, not really. I never really try to like be like say like, oh, I'm better than this person or stuff like that. I mean, I do see artists and I'm like, damn, I want to get to that level. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's just me against myself, and then just trying to improve for myself, not really just to say, oh, I'm better than this guy or whatever.
That's a great way of looking at it.
No, yeah, and so at the end of the day, it's just like me trying to get be better. Like I seen this one post and some guy was saying, like my hero is myself from 5 years from now, and I feel like that's how I've been seeing it throughout my career of tattooing. I feel like I'm never gonna be able to reach that point, because the person that I look up to is always gonna be 5 years ahead from where I'm trying to be at.
And that puts no limitations on you.
Yeah.
I remember when I first started in my craft, I would be like, man, like I was 18, right? I was like, man, that guy's so good. He was like a 40-year-old, 50-year-old or some shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I'll never be on those guys' levels, man. And I gotta say, you give that vibe, that energy, and some of those people, they'll use it against you. They'll make you feel little.
Yeah.
Like you will never be at that
take
close.
advantage of the fact that you're
you look up to them. Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, that's right, bitch.
Yeah.
Stay down there. And you're just kind of like, you feel belittled, dude. And then there was a time where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna focus on myself. I'm gonna do this to get better. I wanted to get better. I was hungry. And as a matter of fact, I even had some sort of secret vendetta for people that made me feel belittled and shit. So I'm like, I'm gonna be better, and I'm gonna bury these people. And dude, I swear to God, like 3-4 years later, I look back and I'm like, yeah, like I could do what you did, buddy.
Yeah.
And probably even better. So like,
you're
25, dude. I mean, the sky is the limit.
No,
And 30 years into this, dude, you're gonna be a fucking legend or some shit,
No, and that's how I see it too. Like back then, I was like, man, I want to be able to do that style. And then now I look at it and I'm like, man, whatever he's doing, it's nothing crazy. I could do it too,
For sure.
And I feel like at the end of the day, it's all experience, to be honest. I think it's all the experience you build up throughout your career. That's why I feel like, when you see people that are like older, I'm pretty sure they went through like, that same struggle, and that they had to build up their experience too, because at the end of the day, when you go get tatted and you want something good, you're basically gonna be paying for an experience. Do you want to get a tattoo by somebody who barely has experience, or do you want to get tattooed by somebody who has already experience and knows what they're doing? So it's just that stuff, and that's why I feel like some people are like, no, I'm gonna go to this guy because he charges cheaper.
Yeah.
And what they don't see is like, okay, you're gonna go to somebody who's trying to build up their experience, where you could go with somebody who's gonna give you that good experience, of like of the tattoo or whatever.
They got more to give.
Yeah, exactly. And
sure.
And that's the same thing too that I was talking about with somebody that I feel like experiences a lot, because for example, there's all these crazy jobs, right? And not a lot of people do those jobs, and some people rather pay somebody that certifies and has experience in that particular field,
Yeah.
Like I know that one job. What is it, like the people that climb all the way to the top to change the light bulb?
cell phone towers and shit like that.
But it's a lineman, right? Like Tony's job.
Yeah, that's...
Are you gonna pay somebody that already done it, or somebody that is scared to go all the way to the top? So shit like that.
Damn, dude.
That's true, man.
And I had one question I wanted to ask you that I've been holding on to it. So you as a tattoo artist, are there certain tattoo artists that you would want to get like a piece done by, like on your body?
Yeah.
What are some like tattoo artists that you're like, fuck, like I want one of one of his work on there.
Yeah. No, yeah. There's artists that I've looked up to, and I still follow them to this day. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind getting tatted by them, but obviously, they're booked too.
What are some of those artists like?
Well, one of
name?
them, I think, that really inspired me and motivated me more was this one artist. His name is iShine, and that's the reason why I got my tattoo machine tatted in my face, just because he has it. And I don't know, the way he was just talking about like the whole industry and the way he is as a person. I'm like, damn, that's something that that I kind of look up to too. And he just kind of made me look at the industry a little bit more different. And then there's this other guy too. He's from Arizona. His name is Az Gabriel, and his clean is just like dope. Like he's the one that did like all these big pieces, like blowing out the images. And he's the one that made me want to like make my images a little bit bigger, And iShine, well, he was teaching me more about like placement, making it flow, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's other artists too that I look up to, but as far as like the style that I do, it was basically mostly them. And yeah, just
That's awesome,
basically
man.
them. Yeah.
What are the most embarrassing tattoos you've done where you're like, damn?
Oh man.
Like, I want to know. Like, let it out, dude. Just
Believe it or not, I had this one lady come in like a couple months back. She had a scar on her stomach, and she wanted to get a rose. I think it was a rose. No, rose or an infinity symbol. I think it was an infinity symbol and a rose, something like that. And her scar was so it went down, and she wanted to flip it. So she wanted the infinity symbol to cover the scar and then have the rose slanted. No. Actually, I lied. It was the Buddha sign, like that, like the 3 with the swirls.
Oh yeah.
So she wanted that, and she wanted to cover it up. And I'm like, oh, it has to be, up. It has to go from, from top to bottom. And she's like, no, I want it sideways. So I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, yeah, I want it sideways. I'm like, you sure? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like,
okay.
I was like, I was trying to throw ideas. I was trying to get her out to do something different, but she didn't want to change it. That's what she wanted it. So I was like, fuck, I guess I'll do it like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like if somebody saw it, they're gonna be like, who the fuck did that shit? Why is this like this isn't I mean, is this person barely learning how to tattoo? But
It's all good.
But yeah, I was just that day. Honestly, that day I had a rough week too. I was working nonstop. I think I had just finished doing a half sleeve that weekend. So I was not even I was just burnt. I was just like, fuck it.
You're like, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
Well, that's what they want. I mean, you can't really say no, right?
Yeah, but I feel like, to me personally, like, it's like, okay, people are gonna see that, that's your work. They're gonna be like, this man, just looks like he barely just started tattooing or something, Or
like, was that celebrity that got a tattoo? Was it Ariana Grande or some shit?
They got what?
She got like a tattoo, and it was supposed to mean something, and they fucked up the language.
Oh, really?
So
did they?
Yeah. So she has a tattoo that literally has nothing to do with what she actually wanted. And they
That's
fucked
tough.
up the language.
See, that's tough. See, like, I could see why certain artists would get nervous, because they're like, oh, is this person? They're really famous, And then the moment you're gonna do a tattoo, you want it to look good, but I think you overthink it too much. I think I've been through situations where I've done tattoos like that, where like I get nervous just because of the client that I'm gonna tattoo, but then I try to like calm down and be like, oh, I just try to look at it as a regular person, like another typical person to tattoo.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of forget about it.
I
But
got a
it's
funny
hard. It's
story.
hard to shake that feeling, though, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
There was this guy. I'm not gonna say his name, but there was this tattoo artist, right?
Yeah.
From back of the yards in Chicago, and my sister and her friend, they wanted to get tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
So my sister got her tattoo, whatever, you know. And this chick, she wanted to get a tattoo that said "Stay Strong," and I think she got it like right here or some shit, like on the ribs.
Oh no, mom.
Yeah, no, check this out, dude. So the guy was the biggest stoner, dude. Like had fucking dreads and everything. Like he looked like straight from Jamaica, dude.
Yeah.
Straight up stoner. You know, whatever. That's cool and all. So I guess this chick didn't read what the fuck the rough draft or the copy said.
Yeah.
She got it she's like, oh yeah, it looks good, you know. And we're all like, yeah, it looks good, you know. And dude, so she got it tatted, and when she finished, I looked at him like, wait a minute. I was like, dude, that says strong. It doesn't say strong. And the thing said stay strong, but it actually said stay strong.
What the hell?
He missed out the T. So he put SRONG.
Stay strong.
Stay strong. Some Spanglish. Stay strong, cabrón. Yeah, dude.
That's a
The
big
chick
fuck
was,
up, dude.
the chick was crying, dude. She was bawling, dude. And my sister and I were just cracking the fuck up, dude.
Oh hell no.
It's hard not to, dude.
Yeah, dude. So make sure that you know.
No, I mean,
Don't forget your tees,
No,
bro.
Yeah, don't
you know-
forget your tees, dude.
No, I know. I mean, yeah. When I started tattooing, there was times where I missed a letter or so, but I was able to fix it.
Fuck.
No, yeah, I was able to fix it, and then I mean, there's times here and there where I'll probably miss a word and stuff like that. But now I tell them, the clients, I'm like, you know, read that, you know, make sure you read that, you know, twice, 3 times, whatever.
It's on you after that.
Yeah,
right?
no, yeah. So that I make sure they read it too.
Yeah, that's why
Jesus.
clients, they have to make sure, the client has to really make sure that the phrase or whatever it is that they're getting, that it is proper. Like,
It's on your skin.
Yeah.
like that it is gonna be spelled right and that you're actually saying it the right way.
Yeah.
Because
That's tough. I mean, yeah, you know, getting something spelled wrong, that's tough.
And I don't even think you could really. The only way you can fix that is either you get it like laser removed or you fucking get a big piece over that. I think.
Yeah,
There's no
cover 'em.
fixing that shit.
Yeah, cover them.
That's wild.
Yeah.
But so we're probably gonna end it right here, dude. But we want you to bring up where you work at. You know,
where people can find you.
where
like,
people can find
Yeah.
you. How are you looking for next month? Are you booked for next month, or are you starting to take bookings for July?
Yeah, no, I'm.
And any deals you got? How do you run your
yeah.
deals?
Well, deals. I mean, I just do my deals here and there. Sometimes I do like 600 quarter size sleeve, stuff like that. Next month, I got some spots open. You know, like I said, I try to have some certain spots open for, you know, people that are still trying to get tatted. And you can find me on Instagram at ZUSEINK 11, and Zuse will be ZUSEINK 11, and I'm located in Midwest Tattoo Therapy in Arlington Heights.
Shout out.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Bloody Roots. Peace out.
Thanks for coming, man. Thanks
Yeah,
for joining
yeah,
us
no,
on the
no,
show.
thank
Great
you, thank
episode,
you.
It was
dude.
awesome.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Next episode will be a tattoo
Tattoo
live.
session. Yeah, we'll do that.
Getting a portrait, dude.
Getting
Yeah,
a portrait.
Yeah.
All right. Peace.
All right. See ya.